What's good, everybody? Sorry. Big fingers. Big fingers hit the wrong button again. End up closing the stream out. Have to go back in. So, it's time for the fastest live stream west of Mississippi. That's Mississippi. So, what's this morning's little conversation about? Dreamscapes. And I don't mean the old Dennis Quaid movie from the 80s, if you guys have actually watched it, since I mentioned it. Shout out to I'm listening. What's good? I'm listening. I'm feeling all right. It was interesting. I had a very intense night of dreaming yesterday. My dream woke me up about 4:30 in the morning. And somebody was very prominent in my dream that is usually not in my dreams at all. Not in my dreams at all. Very prominent, very strongly prominent in my dream. And I had to reach out to her and let her know, yeah, you were strong in the force this morning. What the hell is going on? The only reason I say that it seems a little bit profound because I talked to this person earlier in the week, and apparently I was strong in their dream for some reason. I don't know. Now, it could be because I've been tripping down memory lane this week. That's not a typo or as it would be. I meant to say exactly what I did say, memory lane, because last weekend I was pulling a lot of stuff out of storage. I told you guys I've been trying to go through storage and get rid of it, right? So now I'm being semi-settled in a place, pulling a lot of stuff out from storage, getting rid of stuff, get my books out there and everything else, right? And one of these boxes that I pulled out of there last weekend was a box of pictures and stuff like that from ex-wifey stuff, right? And told you guys before, when we divorced, me and ex-wifey have a decent enough relationship. We speak, right? And some of the stuff that was in there was actually important to her. It's her shit. It's not mine. I don't want it in there, right? So I do the decent Negro thing. Let her know it's like, hey, stuff is there. You might want to take this because I'm getting rid of this storage space. Let me know if you want it or what. And it's old photo albums, her shit, right? Pictures of her mama, all kind of shit, right? Like, yeah, she wanted it, right? Now, for the time that I was in storage, it was a bit emotional, stretching up shit, right? It's a painful process. I understand why some people don't like to go to the stores and let that shit fall into let somebody buy it and go through it the damn self because you don't want to look at all that old shit. Me, like Dalton said, pain don't hurt. I go through the pain. I work through the pain like Batman. I work through them because I understand it's a natural process. If you're afraid to go through the pain, you will always leave doors closed in you that should have rooms covered with cobwebs that you're afraid to go in. So you cannot get the benefit of the enlightenment that comes from being able to go through that pain and come out the other side stronger, better version of yourself. I'm not afraid of that shit. I don't like it. I'm not saying it's a fun experience, but I'm not afraid of it. There's pain in that room, and I need to go in there and see what the fuck is in that room and deal with it, right? That's just how I am. So it was a painful process, but it was a process. It came and went like the waves on the beach, right? Now, when I passed this stuff off to an ex-wife, because I went to see a beekeeper that night, met up, passed it off to her. She picked up the box, gave her a hug, sent her on the way, right? Went and did my work. Next day, she was telling me about how I showed up in her dream really strong. Now, I know that's significant because I spent a lot of time with this person in life. I know it's significant because she does not dream about people all the time. I know this, right? She does not dream about people all the time. Now, maybe something has changed in 10 years. I don't fucking know that part. But from what I know of her, she does not dream about people significant. Her dreams are usually fitful. And the reason her dreams are fitful to me is because women repress them. Do not deal with it. Hide it away, they cover it, they mask it over with a smile, whatever the fuck it is. They never actually deal with their emotional torment. No. That's why they're predominantly the ones who always see dark figures standing in their room and shit like that. Dark figures is their shame and their guilt. Fuck that shit that they do. That's what that is. That's why I stand in there moving. Right? But to be that as it may, because she contacted me, I had a little discussion with her about the dream. And I didn't tell her she was wrong or it was crazy or that was funny. I just went through it. What did it mean to you? What did you feel about it? You know, all of that shit. It was stressing, basic therapy shit, right? Turns out she wasn't, fucked up about it. And she knows me like I know her. So I told her, I said, well, I can tell you this, that while I was in storage, I had some ideas along the same line of what your dream was while I was going through that shit. And when I hugged you, it probably rubbed off on me. That energy rubbed off on me. That's why it's all of a sudden you're overwhelmed with it because you didn't know what it was. Because it was some intense shit, right? That I was dealing with while I was in storage. I told her, I said, yeah, my animal probably passed that shit off to me. And she understands who I am, how I talk, what I think about, right? So she said, oh, she must be really strong. I said, yeah, she is. She is pretty fucking strong. She's so strong I had to tell her to shut up sometimes. For real. Because she'll be off some shit and I'm like, look, Selma, I don't want to hear that shit right now. Fuck that bitch. Okay, I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. Don't tell that bitch. Stop telling me. What up, Malika? So anyway, passed it off, dealt with it the last couple of weeks, or last couple of days, not weeks, excuse me. And yesterday we were having a very long conversation about the stuff that was coming up in her dreams. Right? It's all over text. It's not like we sit down and chat. Well, I got downtime at work because of their goofiness. I'm hearing this from her. Like a good investigator, I decided to dive into this shit. Like, fuck it, let's see what's happening. What's this about? And I delved into it a little bit and got some feels on what's going on in her and me. And part of it is she's turning 50 this year. Ex-wife is younger than me. She's turning 50 this year. So she's thinking that all this stuff is actually coming up. That she's been having a lot of more of these intrusive thoughts about the past because she thinks it's because she's getting older. She's turning 50. I said, well, yeah, I kind of went through that last year. A bit. But also dealing with parents who are aging and dealing with their shit as well. Oh, this is where we're at now. This is what we're going to be dealing with in the years to come. Because mind you, I got a mother by herself with dogs at home. She got a mother with dogs, with a dog, I guess. I don't know, pet, some shit. By herself that drink a lot. Right? By herself. Husband passed away. She by herself. My mother don't want to have no husband, by herself. So they're really reaching out now for those people in their lives that they kind of mistreated, but they can rely on to dump that emotional burden on. and she's dealing with it. Sometimes she deal with my mom. I don't know why, but that's her fucking business. I'm not taking that shit on. So it's an interesting position that we find ourselves in, which is just a normal part of growing up and living, right? Now, we had the conversation. I told her what to do with these dreams that she was having because I kept showing up in them. And I told her, I said, well, here's the thing. Usually when I pull stuff out of storage, because it's all that old energy on it from the home and stuff like that, if I bring it into my new place, I white sage that shit. I'm serious. I break out the white sage and I dispel them old spirits off of that shit because I don't want to bring that negative energy or conflicting energy into my new domicile. Okay. I don't want that in my new place. So I'll bring the box in, but I will sage all of that shit for real. I will sage all of it and then sage the house all over again, all the way to the door. The path of travel will get dispelled because I don't want that negative energy in my space. I don't. I don't necessarily want the old energy, even if it's not negative. I just really don't want the conflicted energy, right? So I told her, because you took those boxes and brought them into your place, because she's married, right? But fuck that dude. I told her, if these thoughts become too problematic for you, if they are too intense for you to deal with, white sage that stuff. I should have told you to do that before you took it in your house. But since it's there already, white sage all of that stuff. And it'll dispel some of that shit. Now you can believe in it, you can not. I understand that everything is energy and everything is spirits. Right? Like I make the jokes about what kind of alcohol I think black folks should drink, but you only drink brown because those are natural spirits, because those are spirits that come out of wood, oak, and all the rest of that shit, right? Yeah. Earth has a spirit. You have a spirit. Those things can be in tune with each other, they can be in conflict with each other. That's the way the universe works. Okay? You can feel negative energy just like you can feel positive energy. I don't want the negative energy. If you're real attuned, you can see the shit. Believe it or not. I don't want the negative energy. So I try to keep that shit all on one even keel. Right? Cool blue. Cool blue. So, anyway, I went home. I finished unpacking my boxes with my books, got my books all put away, and realized that, once I was feeling good about, I got all my books on the shelf, realizing I don't have all of my books. I don't. I still got some in storage. I still haven't found the paintings I'm looking for in there either. So I got pictures of my kids, myself, some other shit some other art that I want to hang up. I got my sketches I bought from Art Newstel. Still got to get those other two, the principal. I got Vanity. I got Miles Davis. I didn't get the principal. You probably saw that bitch already. But I got some art that I want to hang up. And before I went to bed, I was looking at some things, right? Looking at some pictures. And last night, I had a very intense, very vivid fucking dream. And ex-wife was in that bitch. She don't show up in my dreams. As you guys have heard, we talked about it at BGS and some other people before. I have very good control over my dreams. I don't have dreams I don't want to have. I really don't. And I keep a pretty good even keel with my subconscious that there is nothing residual hanging around that I have not expressed in that day. So I don't have any fitful fucking dreams. I don't have a bunch of nightmares. I don't have a bunch of foreboding and shit like that. No, I'm pretty good with my internal world and my subconscious to where I go to sleep and don't have a problem. No. So it was significant to me. She showed up and another ex showed up. Neither of the people I'm actually really thinking on showed up, but these people showed up. And the situation was interesting. Now, I hate to disappoint y'all, but it wasn't no sex or anything like that. It wasn't nothing that showed there. It was just an understanding of the situation and the conversation that was happening between me and that other person. Now, in my belief, how I believe, everybody's dreams, when you sleep, everybody's mind is connected through the astral plane, the CArtian breaker, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Subconsciouses are all connected, right? So you can speak to another person through your subconscious while you're dreaming. Can. Or you're talking to that part of your subconscious that has a part of them. Because make no mistake about it, you love someone, when you're connected to someone, you spend a lot of time with somebody, you have that joined with mind, body, and soul and shit like that, you take on a piece of them. They take on a piece of you. That's what that whole interchange is about. You want to be real biological and clinical about it. Every time you've kissed a person, you've taken on some of their DNA. Their DNA lives in you just like your DNA is in your ass. Okay, it's there. Your body knows the difference. So the conversation that I was having with this representation in my dream was very interesting. So interested and profound that it woke me up out of my sleep at 4:30 in the damn morning. Now here's the test that I run because I don't have a PhD. I have to say I'm an amateur, right? Not a professional. I'm an amateur. Nobody pays me for this shit. But as my professors told you, once you study this shit, you are one of these. Because I'm an amateur psychologist, I will reach out to her to do one of two things. Number one, analyze my dream by bouncing it off of her and seeing the responses I get from her. And two, analyze her. Because I will ask her questions to see if her answers give me answers to my own questions, right? And one of them will be what she dreamt about and if she woke up at anyway near 4:30 in the morning. Because there's a saying is that if you can't sleep, you are awake in someone else's dream, right? I got woken up at 4:30 in the morning, so I wasn't sleeping anymore. And this was the person I saw in my dream when I woke up. So I need to find out around 4:30 in the morning, without leading her to telling me some shit like that. Was she actively dreaming, and was I in her dream at 4:30 in the morning? Now, getting answers and shit like that can freak you out. It can seem a little bit spooky and weird. Hold on one second. But it is a truism that I found. Now, I told you guys before that I know my way around ex-wifey's mind a little bit because I have incepted shit into her head. I have. I told you the story about the bird feeding her images into her brain or her mind. I shouldn't probably say this shit online, but it wasn't nothing negative. But shaping a dream to give her a restful sleep and not a fitful sleep. And it was just a bird. So going through these questions or this little bit of introspection into her dream state is not something out of the ordinary for her to hear from me. It's not. It's common. So she will be receptive to understanding that process. But one of the things that you learn in life, especially um, learning about things that you don't know, if you are afraid of the answers, you will never ask the questions. I'm not afraid of answers. So I ask probing questions and deep questions. Problem is that once you know the answer, you're burdened by that shit. You have to take that burden on. And I willingly do that shit because I want the answers. But it is a burden after that. So she was one of two people that showed up in my dream pretty prominent. And I need to find out for myself why they showed up so prominent outside of the fact that, oh, this was because you've been having contact with this person. This is why. Yeah, that kind of strengthens that connection a little bit, right? That there are ties that bind all of you or everybody together, and it's either really thin or really thick and strong, and it depends on your interaction with each other. But I've told you guys before, also, psychically, psychologically, I'm a pretty strong sender. I know this because I've tested that. If I think about um, my ex, I haven't thought of a name for her other than Crazy Ex because I want to stop calling her that because it's not fair. But if I think about, you know, Egyptian cotton, that was my nickname for her. If I think about Egyptian cotton too much, she does reach out. She does. There is a connection there, and that shit is pretty strong. And even not seeing her ass, if I think about her ass too long, too hard, she will turn up. She will text out of the blue. So I understand that these things are truisms, no matter how ridiculous it may seem to some people. Look, the energy that you're open to is the energy that you can take in, right? Like religion. If you don't believe in it, somebody telling you that, oh, their God is going to do something to you, don't mean shit to you. You don't believe. You don't believe. Can't work on you if you don't believe it. So I understand what I believe, and some things are true, and it's been proven to me. Us water signs are extremely intuitive to all forms of energy. We are very protective and defensive against negative and unstable energy sources, systems, and circumstances. Yes, because like Bruce Lee told you, water can flow, water can crash, it can freeze solid, or it can boil. I'm a water sign, and we coming. It's a new moon. I saw Toya had it up yesterday. It's a new moon. So what's the moon in? Believe it's in Aquarius. Powerful water magic going on right now. Powerful water magic going on right now. I'm a water sign. Ex-wifey is a water sign because she's a Scorpio too. And the other person that's in my dream is an Aquarius. Her birthday is coming up. So there's a lot of powerful water shit going on right now. Maybe, Malika, maybe you just hit on it. Maybe that's what it is. Is that those water signs are connecting up really strong. Maybe that's what it is. I had to investigate that. But that's my little I wouldn't even call it esoteric, but that's my little spiel on dreams. And the real message from it is pay attention to your dreams and the content of what is in your dreams. Not so much about what it implicitly tells you. It's what your subconscious or your mind is telling you. You will, if the more you pay attention to it, the more you'll recognize things that you have going on in your life at the moment. But there will also be hints, tips, tricks, and stuff like that for dealing with what is going on outside and inside. And you need to pay attention to that so you can bring all of that stuff into alignment. Um, my goal is to fully self-actualize in myself. So I do a lot of internal introspective work on myself to make sure I am in alignment and my intentions and actions line up. So I'm really aware when something is amiss or something's popping up that shouldn't be there because I'm in that process in a bit more control of that process. So when things pop up out of the blue, it's more like, oh, and what are you doing here? Who invited you? Because it wasn't a negative, but it was surprising, and I don't get surprised often. So with that, there's your little touchy feely shit for today. Um, that's my CArtian MC, my CArtian stream. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell so you can get alerts like this when I go live randomly. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I will catch you on the Freedom Ride this evening. So, peace.